Good morning, children. Moving toward the fourth chapter, and that is how the traders become ruler. Okay, so you know the story of two cats and monkey. What what is actually the story is? Two cats were fighting for a roti, and then the advantage was took by the monkey. So this same policy was followed by the Britishers. Okay, the third party takes advantage of a quarrel between the two. This is a type of the policy. ये रियल लाइफ में एक पॉलिसी है जिसको implement करके Britishers has expanded their policy and they becomes the true traders to the ruler. Okay, by following this policy, they becomes ruler and took the political hold of the various kingdoms in India, and then they becomes the ruler here gradually. Let's see what they actually done by following this policy. Now already you have seen in the last chapter that how they came here. First they took the permission for trading, then they want some exception in the tax payment. Okay, they are not they don't want to treat themselves as equal to the another traders, and they don't want to pay the taxes, and because of that there was a battle. Okay, there was a battle of the Palasi, there was a battle of the Buxar, and they started overtaking the certain regions like the Awadh, Bengal, Madras. Okay, so by the mid of the 18th century, the British had started to emerge as the strong power on the Indian political horizon. So actually by the starting of the 18th century, they already had started emerging as a stronghold on the uh, uh, area which today we called as India, combinedly Pakistan, Bangladesh, so the subcontinent of the Indian region. Okay, you can see that in this map also you can see that how the Britishers actually started ruling on the wide area of the subcontinent of the India. Now to serve their economic interest, okay, to serve their economic interests, they increased the political hold on the India with the use of a British diplomatic strategies. Now what actually this means? This means that India was not only a market of the raw material for them, but India is also a consumer market, okay, for their industrial goods. So to serve their इकोनॉमिक इंटरेस्ट, उनको पता था कि इफ वी वांट टू टेक आउट द 100% इकोनॉमिक इंटरेस्ट आउट ऑफ दिस सबकॉन्टिनेंट, देन दे आल्सो हैव टू होल्ड द पॉलिटिकल पावर इन दिस रीजन. ओके, विद द यूज ऑफ द ब्रिटिश डिप्लोमेटिक स्ट्रेटेजी. एक कंपनी जिसने ट्रेडिंग स्टार्ट किया था वो अब एक्चुअली ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के हेल्प से, involving the British government, they are now started holding the political. They are started making their political hold more powerful here to take out the economic interest in this region. And how they have done that? See, there are three main reasons how they started expanding their rule in India. Okay, and how the kingdomship had started changing in the colony of the British. The first is a Wellesley's policy of the expansion, then the expansion of the British rule in India we will see, then the Dalhousie's policy of annexation. Okay, so these are the main reasons using which the British East India Company combinedly with the British government, they have expanded their political hold in the various kingdom, and then overall they have expanded their rule to the major part of the India. We will see first one. Now children, before we move ahead, you just think. Today also there are a lot of foreign companies who are either manufacturing here or either selling their goods over here. Is it possible that they can establish their political hold? No. Because nowadays the world policy has been changed, and now no country can expand its political hold on the another country. Okay, so for the present time this is not possible. Now let's discuss the first policy, that is Wellesley's policy of the expansion. Wellesley was the Governor General of the British East India Company. To expand the British rule in India, he introduced a new plan which is known as the Subsidiary Alliance. As per this policy, any princely states that accepted the alliance had to keep and maintain the British army as well as keep a British representative in the royal court. अब ये अलायंस था क्या एक्चुअली? ऐसे जो भी इंडियन किंग थे जो ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया के साथ अलायंस करते थे टू प्रोटेक्ट देयर बाउंड्री, दूसरे किंग से अपने आप को बचाने के लिए वो ब्रिटिश से हेल्प मांगते थे, और ब्रिटिश इसके बदले में क्या बोलता था कि जो ब्रिटिश आर्मी है उसके देख रेख का खर्चा, उसको रखने का खर्चा सारा उस राजा का होगा, और उस राजा के कोर्ट में एक ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी का रिप्रेजेंटेटिव भी होगा। इस वजह से क्या होने लगा, ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को उस किंगडम का सारा इंफॉर्मेशन एंड सिक्योरिटी, both they are getting the hold of both this important thing. This way the British could maintain their army without spending any money. However, the princely state were not allowed to utilize the army at their own will. इसके वजह से क्या हुआ कि ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को अपने आर्मी रखने के लिए कोई खर्चा नहीं करना पड़ता था। नेक्स्ट, जो राजा उनको अपने प्रोटेक्शन के लिए रखते थे वो अपनी मर्जी से उस आर्मी का यूज नहीं कर सकते थे, जबकि खर्चा वो दे रहे थे, बट वो आर्मी को कहाँ यूज करना है नहीं करना, इट्स ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन द ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कमांड, नॉट ऑन द कमांड ऑफ द किंग. This system, which made many kings feel secure in the beginning, made them feel enslaved and threatened later on. तो ये पॉलिसी पहले तो किंग्स को बहुत अच्छी लगी कि चलो कोई खतरा आएगा तो हमको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, देयर इज अ ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनीज आर्मी हु विल प्रोटेक्ट अस, लेकिन ऐसा होता नहीं है. दे if we say this is just a way, this is a trap for the kings of India, and they got entrapped. अब वो जब भी हेल्प करते थे किसी राजा की अगेंस्ट समवन, so most of time they don't use the army. They used to talk both of them, and then slowly gradually they overtook their kingdom. Okay, वो स्लोली क्या करते थे, उसके किंगडम को ओवरटुक कर लेते थे इन द नेम ऑफ हेल्प. एंड दिस इज हाउ बिगनिंग में सारे राजाओं को जो भी इसमें इंट्रैप हुए उनको लगा दैट दे आर सिक्योर, बट लेटर ऑन उनको समझ में आया कि नाउ दे बिकम्स द इंस्लेव मीन्स सर्वेंट, दे बिकम्स द सर्वेंट एंड थ्रेटन्ड बाय द ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी. So how smartly they overtook the kingdom without waging any war. Subsidiary alliance acted like a slow poison for the princely state of India. So this policy acted as a slow poison, जिसका असर देर से पता चलता है. The Indian states that become the victim of the subsidiary alliance were, जो भी subsidiary alliance के victims बने, जो उस trap में आ गए, वो कौन कौन थे? हैदराबाद, मैसूर, Ayodhya, okay, Jodhpur, Gaikwad, that is present area around the Vadodara, then the Peshwa of the Pune, and the Sindhyas of the Gwalior, that is in Madhya Pradesh nowadays. The other states, namely the Gorakhpur, Tanjore, Karnataka, Farrukhabad, so these all also suffer the later on the same fate. ओके ये सारे स्टेट्स के साथ भी पहले ये सारे जो सेकंड पॉइंट है उसमें जितने भी प्रिंसली किंग थे दे गॉट इंट्रैप्ड एंड देन लेटर ऑन गोरखपुर, तंजौर, कर्नाटका, फरुखाबाद also has the same, they also got entrapped in the same way. In this way, within the span of the 7 year, Wellesley expanded the company rule and made the British supreme power in the Indian subcontinent. और इस पॉलिसी से वेल्सली ने ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को 7 साल में ही इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट में एक पावरफुल रूलर के तौर पे स्टैब्लिश कर दिया था. Okay. Now here this is a map where you can see more clearly the states that accepted the subsidiary alliance. ऐसे states जिन लोगों ने subsidiary alliance को अपना के उस ट्रैप में फंस गए थे. Okay, so starting from here, that is the Awadh, then here it is Lucknow, Gwalior, Sindhya, Holkar, Gaikwad, Nagpur, Pune, Hyderabad, and then here it is Mysore. Okay, this is the Mysore, that is in Karnataka. Okay, so this is how the subsidiary alliance policy in a very less span of the time transferred the power of king or transferred this Indian kingdom to the British East India Company, and now they become more powerful than the king. King is only to sit on the crown, but all the policies and everything was decided by the British East India Company, and they emerged as a powerful ruler in this region. Okay, the next policy we will discuss in the next